with Japan's turn number 2. Purchases. We have 41 IPP, and we're going to be spending 27 on a minor factory and a naval port, and the other 14 on 2 infantry and 2 artillery. We have a number of attacks to declare. So we're going into Suiyang, Hopei, Kweichow, doing an air raid on Szechuan and Yunnan. So let's get to it. So let me just move that lamp a little bit. So we're going to move 1 infantry into Suiyang. We're going to move an infantry from Shahar, and an infantry and an artillery from Shahar into Hopei. 2 infantry from Anhui into Hopei. We've got 4 infantry and an artillery from Anhui into Kweichow. We've got, let's see if I can move, I'll move these back. We've got, oops, I never took the marker off from last turn. We've got, we'll be putting it back soon. We got 2 infantry and an artillery from Hunan to Yunnan. We've got, well, let me do the Szechuan one. So we've got 2 strategic bombers with 4 left going into Szechuan. And then we've got, let's see here, I need to reserve 2 planes. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters going into Szechuan, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 tactical bombers going into Szechuan, and they all have 4 movements remaining, or sorry, 2 movements remaining. Finish off Yunnan, so now I've got a tank, 2 infantry, and an artillery going into Yunnan, plus a tactical bomber. He'll have 1 movement remaining. This fighter is reserved. And that's it for the battles. So just 2 battles to roll out. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 3 versus 6 at 2. And over here, I have, with my 4 infantry and 2 artillery, I have 2 infantry at 1, 2 infantry and 2 artillery at 2, a tank at 3, and a promoted dive bomber at 4. So, versus 3 at 2. So let's bring this over here so you can see this fairly well. Maybe an odd angle, but it should be able to work. Alright, so here's my dice. As I've mentioned before, I use reds for 3s, ivory for 4s, blacks for 2s, whites for 1s. So this one right here is Yunnan. We'll do that one first. So 2 at 1, 4 at 2, 1 at 3, 1 at 4. Need 3 hits. We have, oh, look at those ones. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Not bad. So the return shot, 3 at 2. 2 hits. So we'll lose 2 infantry. And they lose 3 infantry. And we gain Yunnan. The Burma Road is closed. Alright, next one. This is where I really hope I don't lose too many planes. So we've got 6 fighters at 3, 4 dive bombers at 4, and 2 strategic bombers at 4. We need 6 hits to take them all out. And I think we got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exactly. Wow, only 1 fighter hit. But those all those bombers did really well. And the moment of truth. 6 shots back at 2. Whoops, I lost one. Need to roll another one. 2 fighters lost. So 6 infantry and 2 fighters taken out of there. So I guess that's just statistical. Alright, So now let's move on to the non-combat moves. All right. So all these planes that were in Szechuan are all going back to Guangxi. Plus these two bombers. The tactical bomber is also going back there as well. And then this reserved fighter that I had, he's going to move from there 1, 2, 3, 4 up to Manchuria. That's that one. Let's, I guess I should go ahead and do the IPP amounts first. So, Japan, I didn't get my roundels out. Alright, so Japan did not get that one. That was just a raid. But they go up 1, 2, 3, and 4. And China goes down 4, so Japan goes from 30 to 34, and China goes from 9 to 5. Alright, let's finish off our non-combat moves. So these this fleet right here, they've got I'm going to take the whole fleet right up here into 38, moving 1, 2, well, not the whole fleet, but a good portion of the fleet. 2 destroyers, a submarine, and I'm actually going to grab the 2 battleships now as well, that I thought about it a little bit more. So that's that movement. This sub is going to move, if you can see that, he'll go ahead and move down here to, shoot, where did I want him to go? You know what, we'll move him over there with that fleet as well. These 2 transfers are going to go 1, 2 up to Okinawa. These 4 transports here are going to pick up the 4 infantry and the 3 artillery from Japan, plus the 1 artillery from J-Hole, and they're going to come down here into 36. Along with this cruiser and destroyer. And let's see, there was that. I got to get these ones up down here. So there's that movement. This infantry is going to move up to Manchuria. These 2 infantry are going to move to Manchuria. This mechanized is going to move to Manchuria. This fighter is going to move over to Manchuria. We are not at war with the Americans, so we don't need to worry about them. We just need to worry about the Anzac, and the Anzac cannot get to here. At least, well, can they get their planes? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they can get there, but then they can't land, except for this one, so 1 can get there. And the technically these planes here could get here as well and land in Indochina, but that's why I've got 4 ships there. And over here, they could get 1, 2, 3 ships and 2 planes, because the plane, and 3 planes, because the bomber in Syria could make it. So they can only get 6 units. Yeah, I think I'll be all right. All right, I think that is it for movements. So laying down units, We have a naval base going in Hainan Island. We have a industrial or minor complex going in Kiangsi. We have 2 infantry and 2 artillery going into Japan. Probably better to read from this side. And that is it. So we are at 34 IPP on the chart, plus we get an extra 10 for our national objective. I forgot to mention that last turn. So here's the 20, 40, and 4 that we have for next turn for the Japanese. I think that's it. All right, next up is Dutch with the USA. Good luck, brother. All right, I realized I didn't do my recap, and also I didn't like how some of the Navy forces were, so I'm going to go ahead and change them just a little bit. First off, the fleet that was in 38 off of Burma is actually going to come back here to, I don't know what that is, 37, something like that, off of Malay. But of that fleet, one of the battleships will stay behind. And also, of these 2 transports that moved from here up to Okinawa, only one of them is going to move. So, all right, let's do the recap. Starting off in Manchuria, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry, a mech infantry, an AA gun, and 2 fighters. In Japan, we've got 3 AA guns, 3 infantry, and 2 artillery. In 19, we've got a transport. In Suion, we've got an infantry. Hopei, we've got 3 infantry and an artillery. Kweichow, 4 infantry and an artillery. Yunnan, 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and a tank. Siam, 2 infantry. We'll go here off Malay. We have 3 loaded carriers with 3 fighters and 3 tanks. We have 1 battleship, 2 destroyers, and 2 submarines. Off of, let's see, I think it's 36, off of Kwangsi, we have a battleship, 2 cruisers, 2 destroyers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 transports. And then in Kwangsi itself, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical bombers, 2 strategic bombers, and 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters, plus 4 infantry and 4 artillery. Out here in Palau, we got an infantry, Caroline Islands, 2 infantry, and an AA, Iwo Jima, an infantry. All right, that's it for Japan. Japan, as I said, has 44 IPCs to spend next round, but now it's off to Dutch for the US and trying to figure out what to do with his 4 infantry that he has left in China. Good luck, brother.